So what we're going to do is bring him in and repeat the relaxation program while that hoover's over there. When we start bringing a little bit of movement into it, then I want to start going approaching and touching the hoover. While the dog's in that laying calmly position, we'll just go over and maybe just touch the hoover, come back, which you'll see in the little demo, and when he doesn't respond and looks quite calm, we will give him a reward for that. At any time, if the dog is slightly giving me that he's anxious of it, or his ears go back, or he looks a little tense or worried, then we stop and we go, the hoover's too close, let's, we'll come back and do this another session where it's maybe a bit further away. What we don't want to do is get him anxious and reinforce it by praising with treats when he's getting worried with the hoover there. So then once we've got to that stage, it'll be a bit of movement. So now I can walk over to the hoover and touch it. Now I'm going to just make a little movement gesture with it, as in like I was going to hoover. But again, it's not yet turned on. When we're at the stage ready for turning it on, it depends, because he's had a practice of this behaviour, it's quite a strong association with the movement and the noise to start barking. We're going to turn it on in another room. So after he comes back from a walk, we're going to come into the kitchen area or the lounge area, and the hoover will already be in a different room with somebody who on cue could put the hoover on for just maybe a few seconds at a time while I'm doing the relaxation program. So you can hear it, but it's okay because it's not in my face, it's in another room. I don't have to see it. There's no panic. I can just carry on concentrating on you, and it's only for a short few seconds, and then we can build it up to a little bit longer and longer. And it might be the case that he's happy to have the hoovering done in the other room for 3 or 4 minutes while we're carrying on doing the program here. The ultimate bit is to join all those up together, so we've got the visual, the movement and the sound maybe in the same room. What we will do then is bring, when the hoover's switched off, comes in, and I go over and I touch the hoover, and then I do a little bit of movement. I will then introduce at a distance, so he might be asked in another, I might be doing the training with the dog while somebody's got the hoover in the other side of the room, so it's visual, and then just turning it on for a few seconds again. We'll do this very gradually until we can actually start doing the hoovering. You'll see that process kind of start to unfold on the footage that you'll see in a moment. We have to introduce him to the clicker first, so he knows that the sound of the clicker means I'm doing something right and I'm going to get a reward straight away. We will be treating him every single time we click, and every time he gets anything right, so build it up for a few seconds, he gets a click, and then we gradually put a little bit of delay in it. So okay, you wait 1 second, I'll give you a treat. Wait maybe 3 or 4 seconds, I give you a treat immediately after the click, just to get that little bit of a delay, so he is going to be waiting for the treat as opposed to just being alert thinking treat, treat, treat. The reason he stood up then, because I went in the down position, is because I accidentally dropped a treat too far away. So, dear boy. I'm going to ignore the standing up. Just do a little bit more luring. So for what he's let him work it out. He might try and offer a few behaviours like licking or pawing or sitting for a while. But he's thinking, how did I get that? There's a paw. How did I get that treat last time? before he gets a chance to think about standing up after he's finished his treat, I'm getting straight in there and just putting a few more down there for him to encourage him that lying on the floor gets treats, standing up doesn't. Good boy, and a little tail waggy. So how I'm going to introduce a bit of foot movement is before my treat now, I'm going to click, I'm just going to make a gesture, step back, and if he stays put, he gets his reward. Little gesture back. And because it's stood there and not doing anything, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be put on. Good boy. It doesn't mean that I'm going to ignore him, because I think that's an association in Pip's last home. Whenever the Hoover came out to be done, he was put in another room because of his aggressive barking at the Hoover. As you can see, he's more interested in me at the moment. I'm just doing a little bit of one-to-one here and not really reacting at all to the Hoover. So I'm going to make some movement towards it and maybe just slightly move it as if I am going to be hoovering the floor. But I'm not going to yet turn it on. The next step would be good boy. So going over there. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. I'm just going to move the Hoover now. Good boy, look at me. Slight little bit of worry there, he wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I'll just go back to just touching it again, because what I don't want to do is increase that anxiety. So if I move it around too much and he's getting worried, then he's not going to run, he's just going to sensitise him to it, as opposed to desensitise. Good lad! Yeah.